What's going on, yo? So, I'm gonna talk to you about a subject that I've been experienced and I've gone through. Okay, and I'm not just talking to talk shit to people. I'm really literally on here because I have something that I gotta say to y'all. I got something that I gotta speak that's real. That's I'm not here to judge anybody. You know what I mean? I'm not the judgment. I'm not Judge Dredd. I'm not here to make you feel bad about yourself. I'm just merely here to give you sight on the reality of things, okay? A lot of women think that once a cheater, always a cheater. Once a liar, always a liar. Okay? And the same thing with men. A lot of men think that once a cheater, always a cheater. And let me tell you something real quick. Not necessarily. See, people have a choice whether to do the right thing or do the wrong thing. People have a choice on whether to, you know, um, on whether to give a damn or not give a damn. I'm gonna give you the number one reason on why men cheat. Okay, why men cheat. This is why men cheat. Men cheat because they're looking for validation. Okay, you know what validation is, right? You want to feel like you're special. You wanna feel like you're doing the right thing. I'm taking care of my family. I'm taking care of my wife. I'm taking care of my kids. Taking care of the house. I'm paying the bills. I'm doing this, and you still get shit on. You still get like, oh man, great, 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 great. Well, a marriage one is supposed to be a unity of two people coming together and creating a world for themselves. Okay, that's what a marriage is supposed to be. A marriage is supposed to be something where you unify as a couple together and the household is sustainable and you've built a foundation and you build up off the foundation. Okay? Now, if you feel like you're doing most of the work, are you really doing the work though? Because the work is not just, oh, I'm paying the bills, oh, I'm working, after come home, after a long day at work, I gotta I gotta come home to this and be griped and all you wanna do is yell at me and bitch at me and yada yada yada. No, it's not that. Now there's already a problem if your wife or your husband does that shit. If you go to work and let's say he's a stay at home father or you're a stay at home mom and they come home from work and they're expecting something already because it's something you've already done and gave them, right? You gave them a clean house and washed their clothes, or you already made dinner. So there's an expectation that you didn't meet, right? Because of the fact that you stopped doing said things. Okay. At some point, you have to be able to communicate that to your partner. You got to be able to communicate, hey, you know what, I'm not feeling good. It's okay to talk about your feelings, fellas. First of all, um it's not feminine to talk about your feelings. I don't care what red pill crap that you be watching or hear this crap from. It's not it's not feminine to talk about your feelings at all. All right? It really isn't. How else are you going to expel all that bull crap that's going on in your head? By just keeping it in a box? I don't know what man told you that's successful, that doesn't get in trouble, that doesn't have a accountability, because the people that do that always dispel accountability. They don't want it. It's like if you get caught cheating, for instance, right? Well, you made me do it. Well, I don't know, you haven't loved me in so long that now you're talking about your feelings. Now you're expressing what this person did to you to why you cheated. But that could have been prevented had you said something prior to you getting caught cheating. See, people are only sorry when they get caught. I'm guilty of that. People are only sorry when they get caught, not while they're doing it, not when they're doing it, before they do it. I'm sorry, I came, I was about to go cheat on you and I didn't. And nobody wants to hear the truth though, right? Because the truth hurts sometimes. Honesty is the best policy. Honesty will get you through crap that lying won't, because once you lie, you gotta keep thinking, man, okay, I gotta remember this lie. Okay, I said this way. And over time, you've said that lie so many times that it becomes like telephone. And you forget what you said. And you forget how you said it. And you forget when you said this and why you said this. And the patterns start to fall into a point where you lose track of what it is that you're doing. I think at some point in time, we just gotta hold ourselves accountable for shit. If you get caught cheating, you know what? I did it. I cheated. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done this. Why did you do it? I did it because I needed to feel validated. Because that's why men cheat, or that's why people cheat. Because they want to feel validation. Because as a man, you come home, you're tired, you don't want to have sex no more, you don't want to be lovey-dovey. Because society has deemed all that stuff as feminine or gay, which is weird. A lot of this red pill rhetoric is like, if you cuddle with your girl, you're gay. If you don't hang out with the bros, you're gay. If you are married and you sleep with your wife and you cuddling with her and you ignore the bros, that you're gay. Like, no. That's, you hanging out with the bros is more gay than you sleeping with your wife at the house. That's like red pill rhetoric, okay? That's red pill rhetoric to me. That's just my honest opinion. And it's not being negative. I'm literally speaking just my opinion. If you can agree with me, you can disagree with me. I'm not looking for validation. I'm literally trying to give y'all advice. That's it. Honestly. So most men cheat because they want to feel validated. Okay? Most women cheat because they want to feel validated, because they're not getting something at the house that this individual is giving them on the fly. And lust will look like love if you don't understand it. Because if you're the same person going into a new relationship and you cheated, and now you're going into a dishonest relationship, because if you cheated on your ex, you're gonna cheat on this next person. That's just how it flies, because you haven't been accountable of doing these things to the previous individual. See, hurt people, and if you continue to hurt people, you're gonna continue to hurt people. Yeah, hurt people, and if you continue to hurt people, then the pattern keeps going. You don't get to have that new life that you want when you get out of the old life if you're still the same person. New life, old person. New life, old person. It doesn't work. You can't jump into something new and expect the outcome to be different if you are still the same person that you were in your previous relationship. Thus, you're taking all the trauma that you experienced in that relationship onto your new relationship. So do you think in actuality that the new person is going to accept all the bull crap that you are essentially putting onto them and giving them? In my opinion, they're not, because I sure wouldn't. But after being together for almost 10 years now with my wife, and having gone through the bullshit that I put her through, she still stuck around and stuck it out, and it was like, you know what? We had a conversation. She's like, I should have left your ass a long time ago. And I told her, you know what? You're right. You should have. That's accountability. I hurt. It hurt me to say that, and it hurt me to hear that, but it's the facts. I wasn't a good man. I wasn't doing the righteous things. See, people can change. It just takes patience and discipline. Temperance. If you cannot practice temperance, if you don't know what temperance is, which is just, is discipline, is being able to, if you go out every weekend, every weekend you go out, well, why don't you stop going out every weekend? Are you disciplined enough to not go out every weekend, to go out once a month, to go out twice a month? Are you disciplined enough to sit there and tell your friends, you know what, nah, not this weekend. I want to spend time with my girl. Or I want to spend time with my man. Are you disciplined enough to say, you know what, I wanna quit drinking. I wanna quit smoking. It's just the simple things. Let me go on a diet to stop eating so much fatty foods. It's discipline. It's temperance. If you can practice. My son needs my attention. It's okay. He'll be all right. So I was going on temperance, right? I was going on discipline. I was going on. You need to practice these things in order for you to be where you want to be, where you want to be in your life. If you want to move positively and make wise decisions. My other son, I got twins, right? I got twins. I got twin boys. So the one thing that I've learned is that it takes discipline, patience, wisdom, and courage to make sure that you have a stable life. The courageous part is being able to talk about your feelings and not feeling judged. The temperance, the discipline, right? Not doing the wrong things, making just decisions, right? Patience, making sure that you gotta go through these things in your life in order for you to come out the other side. You have to be patient. It's not gonna work like that. Nothing in life is instant unless you pay for it. But you can't pay for love. You can't pay for a relationship to go well. You can't pay for God to accept you into heaven, right? You can't pay for that stuff. You have to be patient. Things will work out as the universe sees fit. You have to align yourself in the right way in order for you to understand that things are only going to get better when you think better. You looking for validation outside of your marriage is not going to work. Or relationship. It's not going to work. That relationship is going to fall. It's going to fumble. You can't go back with an ex because that's like an easy way out. You get out of this relationship, so now you're going to go backwards. You're moving backwards in life. You essentially are supposed to learn things from the previous person, what not to do with this person, and so on and so forth. But if you move backwards, you're only unlearning and doing the same things that you did in the relationship before. Just because they want you, going back to an ex is like easy sex. In my opinion, going back to your ex is just like easy sex. That's all it is. It's easy. I'm gonna go back to my ex because I'm feeling lonely, and then you associate loneliness with sex, and then that's kind of where that goes. That's how that works out. That's where the validation comes from. Now you're looking for external validation. You having sex with your ex to make you feel better, like, oh, I loved you this whole time. I don't know why I left you. No, that's you being lustful over a body part that essentially you can not have to deal with. You don't have to deal with going back to your ex just to get satisfied and have relations and then be validated that you are a good person. That's only gonna be worse for you. That's not gonna go the right way. But if you have to learn that from yourself. I know that it's kind of hard for you to understand what I'm trying to convey, right? It's not it's not an easy fit. It's not easy to do these things. It's hard. I learned the hard way. I learned that doing these things is right, but doing the right thing is always going to be hard. It's always going to be hard because it's the right thing, because you're so used to doing the wrong thing all the time that doing the right thing, it's like, oh man, this is impossible. I don't understand why I got to do all this stuff. I don't understand, why is it so hard for me, man? I can't get it. I keep falling. That's because you don't give yourself a chance. You got to be patient. You got to be patient. Just because you cheated doesn't mean that you're that cheater for the rest of your life. It doesn't mean that he's a cheater, ladies. It doesn't mean that she's a cheater forever, man. Like, if you have boundaries and they've overstepped your boundaries, and your boundary is, no cheating, no lying. If you do that, that's it, I'm gone. Cool. Stay that way. Keep it like that. But if you accept that this person cheated on you and you still want to give them a chance, but you got to give them a chance then. You have to help them. Because you made that decision. You made that your responsibility at that point. So you have to understand that this person is going through a change. They're going through it. If you were a cheater before and you know that you're not going to cheat anymore, but all your girl does is like, oh, you were talking to that bitch, huh? Oh, you were looking at that girl, huh? No, I wasn't looking at that girl. No, I'm not talking to that bitch. And just kind of go from there. But that's being patient with it. Now, if she doesn't see the change, because that's probably because you haven't shown her any kind of change, take her out to dinner. Essentially, do the things that you did before you cheated. Make her fall in love with you again. Give her something to fall in love with. Give him something to fall in love with. If you're in a relationship where you forgave him or you forgave her, like, allow them to show you something. And if nothing is shown, then leave. Then leave.